everyone, I'm Jay Cohen, editorial director here at Feedfeed, and we're in the kitchen with our friends at GE Profile to show you the Valentine's Day desserts to end all Valentine's Day desserts. This is a salted caramel molten chocolate cake. It's ooey, it's gooey, it's the perfect thing to share with your loved ones. The base is going to be this really decadent salted caramel sauce. It's going to be a bit on the thicker side because then we're going to scoop it and put it in between layers of this really rich chocolate ganache batter. Bake it up in our Advantium oven, and we're done. It takes about 13 minutes to bake, and you have this like really beautiful, oozy, chocolatey dessert to share with your loved ones. Typical caramel, we got sugar, salt, because salted caramel, butter, heavy cream, a little bit of water. For the actual batter itself, eggs, tons of butter, tons of chocolate, some dark brown sugar for those molasses notes, a bit of flour to hold it all together, some vanilla to kind of pair with the chocolate. First thing we are going to do is make our salted caramel. Have a pot here on our GE Profile induction cooktop, and it's really easy. A lot of people are afraid of caramel, but if you follow a few key guidelines, it's gonna come out perfect every time. I'm gonna turn on my stovetop to medium-high heat. We're gonna add in 1 cup of granulated sugar, as well as 3 tablespoons of water. You can stir it at this point because we're waiting for the sugar to dissolve, but once that happens, you can't touch it again. If you touch it, the caramel's gonna crystallize, you'll end up with chunks, not a good look. So I am just stirring it until I see that all of the sugar has been given that really wet sand feel. This looks good. Not gonna touch it until it's done. We're getting close. You have to stick around when you're making caramel. You walk away for 1 second, it's always gonna burn. That's kind of like just the golden rule. So we are just about there. You're looking for this amber color. It's beautifully golden. I wanna take it a little further. I like a pretty dark caramel, especially when we're adding cream and butter. That's gonna lighten up the color. We're good. Literally in those just few seconds I'm talking, it's gotten to that point. So I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna be gentle. Start to stir that, as well as half a cup of heavy cream. Gets a little steamy, so you want to do it in batches, just to make sure that you don't end up overflowing. As well as 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to take this off the heat now and just keep stirring until it is incorporated. All those bubbles will subside. Again, be careful for steam. You do not want to get burnt. I really, really love cooking caramel on an induction cooktop, mainly because it just heats the pan super evenly, so the caramel comes together quickly and painlessly. I'm gonna let the caramel cool completely. Our caramel is cooling. We're gonna make the batter itself. I have 1 stick of butter here. I'm going to add in 8 ounces of dark chocolate that I'm going to chop up. 70%, always my golden standard. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're throwing it over a double boiler. Right into a heat-proof bowl. I'm gonna have a little pan of simmering water that I'm going to throw our bowl on top of. Let it go, walk away. Meanwhile, we are going to make the rest of our batter and preheat our GE Profile Advantium Oven. So I'm preheating our GE Profile Advantium Oven. It's a microwave, it's also a convection oven. We love it because it frees up our wall oven for whatever else we're cooking, especially on Valentine's Day. Have the main attraction in your wall oven and then your dessert in the Advantium. Super easy. We are going to stir up our chocolate and butter. We want to make sure that all the pieces are melted and we have no chunks. All right, let's get everything else ready so we can get these in the oven. 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar. You could use light brown sugar, but I like the darker molasses notes that you get with this version. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt and 3 eggs. Now just whisk this up until it is light and fluffy and the sugar is dissolved. Come in, I wanna show you. Look at this color. Nice, dark. That's gonna change. You are going to wanna whisk this for just a few minutes. All right, now come look. So much lighter in color. A little bit of manual labor will do that. This is the color you're looking for to add in the chocolate. I'm gonna add in our chocolate. chocolatey heaven. We're gonna throw in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, beautiful. You can make the caramel sauce in advance. This is lovely and great, and you'll still get a beautiful molten chocolate cake if you use it. However, if it's completely cooled, it's going to make it so much easier. All right, we're gonna assemble these. Start with 1/3 cup of batter in each ramekin. And now we are going in with 1 tablespoon of caramel in the center of each. This is what the caramel looks like when it is chilled. It becomes pliable, which makes it super great for working as the center of these cakes. And now we're just gonna divide the rest of the batter on top. Just cover up. Okay, time to throw these in. I'm going to set it to 13 minutes, and it begins. Favorite part, we have our GE Profile dishwasher. I throw everything but the cutting board and the knife into our dishwasher. Don't need to rinse it, comes out squeaky clean.
Hey, wait, can I have a spatula?
Oh, I mean, yeah, everyone's gonna wanna lick the spatula. My favorite are these little jets here for things like our heavy cream, where you really want to make sure it gets in to every crevice. All right, we are ready. So what are we looking for? They're set on the sides, still kind of sunk in the center. That's how we know it's gonna be nice and gooey when we flip them out. It's buttered, so it shouldn't be an issue. I'm gonna throw a plate on top and just go, boom. And reveal a beautiful molten cake. Oh, we already got some caramel drip. How gorgeous is that? We're going to give it a dust of powdered sugar, just to keep things classic, cover up any crevices or not so pretty parts. And then we break in. Are you ready?
So ready.
Look at that ooze. The chocolate mixes with the caramel and creates this incredibly delicious stream. So decadent. Beyond. Honestly, like, there is no better way to say I love you than with salted caramel and tons of dark chocolate. It's so rich. The center, it's just that perfect consistency. The caramel just melts in and starts to swirl with the chocolate into something greater than the sum of its parts. This is the perfect Valentine's Day dessert, and it came together so quickly in our GE Profile Advantium Oven. If you want this level of chocolatey perfection, whether it's for Valentine's Day or just any time you really have a sweet tooth, this is the recipe for you. You can get it at thefeedfeed.com, and a huge thanks to GE Profile Smart Appliances for outfitting the Feedfeed Brooklyn Test Kitchen.